All right, number 7, this will be a lengthy one. We have a suspension bridge, has 2 main towers of equal height. A visitor on a tour ship approaching the bridge estimates that the angle of elevation to one of its towers is 30 degrees. After sailing 435 feet closer, he estimates the angle of elevation to the same tower to be 44 degrees. Approximate the height of the tower. Okay, so here's what we have, this triangle. This is our tower here, and this is the person on the boat. The first time he's looking up at an angle of 30 degrees to the top, and then he sails 435 feet, and then he's looking at an angle of 44 degrees. And we want to know the height. So I'm going to draw this and show you what we're looking at. We have a right triangle. We're looking for H here. We have 30 degrees, and then we have a 44 degree angle. And then this distance right here is 435 feet. So we want to know the height. And we don't have any one of these diagonal distances, but we do have a part of this one. So we're going to have to use this side. So based on this angle, we have the opposite side. And I'm going to represent this length with the letter X. So X is going to be this distance from here to here. That's X. And then picking up from there to there is the 435. All right, so we have opposite and adjacent, so we need to do tangent. So looking at the big triangle, tangent of 30 equals opposite, which would be H, over adjacent. Now, adjacent consists of X and this distance, so I need to say 435 plus X. And so it's 2 distances together to represent the whole length of that bottom part of the triangle. So that's one of the equations we need. And then we're going to look at the smaller triangle. So we have 44 degrees, still opposite and adjacent. So on the other side, we have tangent of 44 degrees equals opposite, which would be H, over X. Now, we have 2 equations and 2 unknowns, H and X. And what we can do is solve for H. That will allow us to figure out X. And then plug in and find H. We could solve for X, but I think it would be a little bit more work, more challenging to do that. So we're going to solve for H because we can do that just by multiplying across and moving that. So if I move this across or multiply, we will have 435 plus X times tan of 30 equals H. And then on the other side, when I multiply that, we have X times tan of 44 equals H. All right, so now I have 2 equations in terms of H. It's the same H in both. So we're going to set these 2 equal to each other, and then we can solve. All right, so we have 435 plus X times tan of 30 equals this X tan Okay, so we're going to have to distribute here. I'm running out of room. Not this up. We're going to distribute the 435 and then get the x's on the same side and then solve for x. So we will have 435 distributing that, 10 of 30, and then x, 10 of 30 equals x, 10 of 44. All right, we're going to subtract and move the tangent over here. Okay, because it's positive, so subtract it, move it over. So that will give us 435, 10, 30 equals, so we're going to move that over, x 10, x times 10 of 44, and then minus x times 10 of 30. All right, now we have both our x's on the same side. We're going to factor out the x, and we'll divide, and we'll be there. So 435, 10, 30 equals, we're going to factor out that x, so we have x times 10 of 44 minus 10 of 30. All right, so we're going to divide by this monstrosity here, and then that will leave us with x. So 435, 10 of 30 divided by the 10 of 44 minus 10 of 30. Equals x. All right. So we'll get x, and then we can plug it in to either one of these. Probably this one will be easier. And then we just multiply that by 10 to 44. And that will give us the height. All right, so let's figure this part out. So I guess on the top I'm going to put all this together. 435 times 30, the tangent of 30, so I got to do 2, 10. So it shows me 435, 10, and 30. Good. And then I'm going to close parentheses there. All right, so that gives me the top. Now we're going to divide, open parentheses. We're going to say 44 tangent of that minus 30 and the tangent of that. And then close parentheses. And then get our final, uh-oh. My calculator disappeared. Equals. All right. So this is giving me the height is, or the x value is 646.7. We want to round to the nearest integer. So I don't really want to round this number yet. So, because you don't want to round until you get your final answer. So if this is x, I'm going to use about 5 decimal places. Or actually, I can just leave that there. 646, 7228. Let me say this, just in case it comes out different. 646, 7228. Now 5 or 6 would be good. The more you use, the better to avoid rounding error. All right, so I'm going to leave this in here, and I'm going to say multiply times 10 to 44. So times 44 tangent of that. All right, so we get 624 or 625 when rounded. So h of here, 625, rounded to the nearest